People will be like, you're a Christian and you're watching Big Brother. Yeah, and I have my reasons.
What are your reasons?
So it is a social experiment. We want to see how, when extrovert and extrovert clash, how they will resolve the issue.
The strongest person I would say from Twitter I've been scrolling, Wanni. The shocking winner was Kellyray.
Shocking winner.
Yeah, it was-
Which shocking?
it was-
Which shocking?
It was-
For you
it
people
was-
that don't
it was
like
shocking-
him, it was shocking
It was
to
shocking
you.
to me. It was shocking to many of us because
In your community,
Yeah,
you people
yeah.
had a community of Wanni lovers, and it was shocking to you. Wanni was constantly nominating Kellyray for forceful eviction.
okay, you know, Wanni, she's one of the smartest people in the house.
Really?
And
Because she's your favorite.
yeah, Naija and Wanni, you can throw anything on them. For you to like insult her or do anything, no, she doesn't back down.
We don't want people that will just talk and talk without doing. By the way, I find it super interesting. Why did Onyeka did yes when they called her name? Is it that she was excited that she's leaving the house? What's up, wonderful human? How are you doing? Hope you're good. My name is Blessing Wash, and with me here is
Isaac.
and you are welcome. Like your name is welcome. For real, you're welcome to Tribe Haven. Isaac, what's happening on the streets? And by the streets, I mean X. You're the one on X.
X, that's Twitter.
Yeah.
So much is happening on the street of X right now. So much trouble. The one that is going on now is one relationship wahala.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are two guys, a lady and a guy in UK that dated before.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they now broke up. So it was like the guy borrowed money from the girl to complete his masters. Yeah, when they were dating. So now they have broken up, but she's like she's bitter about the breakup. She's like yeah, he's doing better now and he left her, he's a wicked person, blah blah blah. She just brought several allegations against him, you understand? And the guy was like, no. He wanted to keep quiet, but this one has gotten to here. Cannot deal with it anymore.
She was embarrassing.
Yeah. He said his family, his friends were calling him, and they knew him before, but now they're questioning that this thing this girl is saying is really true. Did you cheat her? Did you take advantage of her? Those kind of stuff. That's when he started bringing out receipts. Because thank God he had a receipt. If he didn't have a receipt now, you know, most on Twitter now, they believe the date is more than the guys.
Okay.
A lady might just bring an allegation and they'll run with it. And thank God he was having WhatsApp messages from last year and all the receipts of the payments that he made to her for the loan that he took. He even paid with interest. He was paying. She gave him a plan to pay back the relationship. It's not like she dashed him money. Or he appreciated her. He said, "You have done this for me, but I won't allow you to spoil my name." And there was a chat that she also sent to him that she wasn't even serious about the relationship. She had somebody else.
Oh.
So, but then she didn't tell Twitter people that it was when he posted the chat. They were like, so this one I with you. She was just trying to bring him down because he's now in a better place.
Sure, that's it. That's peace. It's you people that understand it. Me, I'm yet to navigate my road on that street. Or is it my way on the street? I'm yet to navigate my way on the street.
You need to frequent Twitter. Twitter is
I don't even have the app on my phone.
The happening app.
Really?
It's not like
my app.
It's not like I'm advertising for Elon Musk, but Twitter is the number one social media platform right now.
Maybe I'm not a social media person, maybe. Because some people don't even consider YouTube as a social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a YouTube person. Like YouTube is
one
app that consumes my
like a school.
data.
It's more like a school.
That means me, I'm always learning there. But there's entertainment, like so much entertainment on YouTube.
Yeah.
And my kind of entertainment part is the boring kind of entertainment.
That's the school kind of entertainment.
That's why I like podcasts and all the rest. Like, if something is too fast, I don't like it. Like, I can spend 2 years without going on TikTok and I have the app on my phone. But I can spend 2 years without entering that app. That's my kind of person. I like boring entertainment.
But can you spend long without staying in Twitter?
on
this Twitter.
Twitter. I don't
On
have
the
the
YouTube, on
app.
the YouTube,
But
on YouTube.
maybe I need deliverance at this point.
So you see, everybody has their own. Like for me
Yeah.
now, it's Twitter. It's just like people wake up. You're going to work those days when newspaper was still trending. We just stop by the junction and read the headlines for the day.
So Twitter now is where you
So
read headlines.
Twitter is our what is happening today? What has Tinubu done again?
Okay, so this X app, I find it interesting that they name it X now because people usually don't have a good relationship with their ex. Most people, and so I feel like that's the energy they bring to the app. And this story myself that you're giving.
Twitter has always been like a
Yeah,
toxic place
like
for a long
people
time.
are crazy
But
there.
there's still the toxic section of Twitter. It's not everybody. Like if you want to see learned people, apart from LinkedIn,
Okay,
like a
it's
professional app where you want to
X
see
now.
people of intellectual people.
Then
Yeah.
what of YouTube that you said that is cool?
Well, YouTube is just they have dumped the information. There's no current.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you want to keep up with the current trends. Like just like you asked me what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'll try and get into that, but it will be gradual, sure. So now, you mean Big Brother? They just concluded Big Brother is not trending. It's old school already.
Well, this year's Big Brother didn't really trend like previous years.
Okay.
Even though because I followed up, so I used to see some of the updates.
And it's like you usually follow up through X.
Yeah,
You don't even really watch it.
Yeah, I just
like that.
majorly the prediction shows and once in a while when they are doing their games, I try to view.
Sponsored tasks.
Yeah.
Okay. I always watch it. I don't follow it on X, but I used to be among those people that feel like we feel like we are better than those that are watching it. Like I feel better about myself knowing that I don't waste my time watching Big Brother. But now I'm shamelessly saying that I watch Big Brother and I'm not ashamed to say it. Like I'm seriously not ashamed to say it. People will be like, you're a Christian and you're watching Big Brother. Yeah, and I have my reasons, Sha.
What are your reasons? Let's start hearing them.
First of all, the reasons are just reasons, like they are just answers. They're not really reasons per se. They're just answers for people that have that question to ask me.
Okay.
Because what other reason do I need other than I like watching the show? I feel entertained. I told you that my own kind of entertainment is the boring kind. Yeah, so Big Brother gives me that. Like so many things are not happening at once. There are days that
when you say boring,
so much.
What do you mean by boring? Because some people feel like anything that is intellectual that will make you to think hard is boring. Some people feel like anything that is too long is boring, even though it has some spark of interest. And what's your definition of boring?
Okay, it's long.
Okay.
And not too many things are happening at once. It's just people living their normal life, mundane things. Okay. They're doing mundane things like eating, cooking, sleeping, as a matter of fact, just communicating with one another. So and I like listening to podcasts.
It takes time to process.
Yeah, and doesn't give you that huge dose of dopamine.
Yeah.
At once, like it's gradual. Like you have to follow it up. You can't just tune the TV and
expect something.
Immediately get
what you're looking for.
Yeah, the dose of dopamine or whatsoever. You have to follow and get to understand what's happening in the house, the mood and whatever before like that.
Okay.
And then that's my own kind of entertainment. I want slow burn, not you just be throwing the excitement, throwing so many things are happening at the same time. That's not my kind of entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to realize that Big Brother is my kind of entertainment. It's just boring for most people, and I love it. Well, this year, I feel like you're in a better position to comment on what happened during this season more than even most of those people interviewing the housemates.
Better position other than you, right?
No, not me. Better position than most people that are interviewing these housemates when they get out of the house.
Yeah.
I tell you, because most of these interviewers, but before in previous seasons, I used to also check the post eviction, all these their media rounds,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. But this year I did not, because the interviewers were just pissing me off. Like I couldn't just handle it. One of them, like one of the interviewers was like, he was interviewing TJ, and he didn't know that he was married. He didn't even know that he, like his wife gave birth while TJ was in the show.
Was it like official? 'Cause you know there are like official interviewers and there are those
A
that
full radio station.
okay that they went to.
Yes.
Okay.
A full radio station. And like, is it that the show was so boring that you could not afford to like catch up with those that are analyzing the show? Because even if you cannot like spend your day watching the show, you have your work to do. But I guess Big Brother is also your work, since you're interviewing the ex-housemates. It's part of your work. Then you're supposed to like take time to go through those people that are analyzing the show, because there are some people that spend their time, they watch the show closely, they analyze it every day, and you can catch up from
So
there.
it's probably poor research from the guy.
Like it's just like total lack of interest. So why are you interviewing them?
Yeah.
And the questions he was asking back, those questions must have come from someone that really was watching the show. So that means someone wrote the questions and gave it to him. Why can't that person just ask the questions? Seriously. Since this one doesn't know anything. As a matter of fact, when Handi came out, he didn't know that they are DJs.
What's the name of the interviewer?
I don't know his name. Is not. Well, it's one of those YouTube radio stations that also stream on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, most of the radios now they have online presence on YouTube.
Yeah. So I was like, you don't know Wanni ex Handi are DJs at this point, you know.
Like that's the most known fact on the show. Like they always
Do
talk
you
about
know
how
anything about the show?
talk about how
Then?
they are DJs and all.
Seriously, who doesn't know that they are DJs? And they just concluded winner party they had. I think it was yesterday or something.
Okay.
Wanni ex Handi were the DJs there. And I'm super excited that this season, we have a season that the winner and the runner-up are in good terms. They're not really at loggerheads. Because we know while in the house, Wanni was constantly voting or nominating Kellyray for possible eviction.
Okay. Did you know about it?
Yes, at the point he got to know about it because of the public nomination.
Okay.
You know, they did public nomination for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think I saw that one.
Back to back, she was just nominating him. And then him, the last nomination, he nominated her. He said he has never nominated her, but it's like she's constantly nominating him. Him is going to return the favor. That's the only reason why he's nominating her, just to return the favor.
Okay.
Because at this point, what the heck? There are other people. Why always him?
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they know that the game is the game, and now they are good.
You know, Wanni, she's one of the smartest people in the house.
Really?
And
Because she's your favorite.
yeah, one of my favorites, of course.
Okay, one of.
Yeah.
Okay, why are your favorites?
Nelly, Huygen. I think that's the two I can remember so far.
Why are they your favorites?
Okay, Wanni, as I was about to say, she's one of the smartest people in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's calculative, you know, and that's why she was voting Kellyray, because she knew this guy. He was yeah, of course, I think so.
Because on stage, okay, after the grand finale and everything, during her media round, he asked her like, what was going on in your mind when you were on that stage with Kellyray?
Yeah.
Was there a point that you felt like, the money is yours already? She said she wanted to like be political about it, but later she just came out. You know her now, she just see what's in her mind. She said, like she's the energy queen.
Yeah, of course.
And then looking at Kellyray, knowing that he's the one she's standing up against, she felt like she had a better chance. Because initially she thought it would be her and Onyeka.
Okay,
and when she saw Onyeka, she saw that Onyeka left the house. And by the way, I find it super interesting. Why did Onyeka did yes when they called her name? Is it that she was excited that she's leaving the house?
It's just an outburst of emotions. Yeah,
No, no,
I think
but
so.
that's to show how she can.
She was ready to accept every outcome. I think so. So
Okay.
when it came, she was like, okay. I think there's one time she spoke about wanting to go out. I don't know if
Really?
yeah, she was like she misses her sister a lot, and then
Onyeka.
when she saw the sister, she was like she's doing well. She said even if she doesn't win the money, she had that she was always talking about economic. She said they have economic backing now. That's they're a little bit richer than they were. No matter how.
I remember how she
Yeah.
cried the first Sunday when they
Yeah.
were at the bottom floor because she was like, she's yet to even gather her transport money back. Like she's yet to win anything in the house.
Okay.
And now she's ready up for possible eviction and she's at the bottom floor. And she started crying.
I think that little that she has gotten it was
I'm skeptical about that her.
year.
Because
So
while they
what-
were
so
in
what do you
the
think
house,
her year
while they were in
could
the
be?
house, it was just like Kellyray was the only guy in the house left. She said, only you among girls. And then later when they were top three, she was like, hey, you now you have entered top three. The way she was like talking, it's like even you, so
even you
have reached this level.
So you're trying to say she thought Wanni was going to win and
she thought possibly her or Wanni,
okay.
but Kellyray was just lucky to
yeah.
get to that stage. As when he called her name, to me I feel like she was expecting Kellyray because they both underestimated him. They didn't see him coming. They didn't just see him coming, and so her doing yes, I was wondering, and Ibuka had to ask during the media round like, were you excited to leave the house? And then she now said that no, it's not as if she was excited, but well, she explained herself there. Good for her anyway. Okay, you spoke about one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Why Nelly?
Okay, Nelly. Like I'm looking at people, I kind of look at their mentality too.
Okay.
Like I spoke of strength. Nelly is someone that Nelly and Wanni, you can throw anything at them, and I don't know. I haven't seen Wanni cry.
Except that time
Yeah,
they
yeah.
debuted
Yeah.
Handi and
Apart from that time, like for you to like insult her or do anything, no, she doesn't back down. And then Nelly is another strong person. Even during tax, like you can see her what do I call it? Her courage to win. I think she was the first female head of house. I think she was one of the first, among the first.
You know, the first time it was balloting system.
Okay.
And so they got the HOH based on the votes.
And she also got it twice.
And then immediately back to back. But that time during the balloting system, it didn't come with immunity. And then they won immunity. So they were the first ballot system HOH to have immunity.
Okay.
And then they now won the next HOH again that automatically came with immunity. That one, like they play the game to win it. Yeah. So that's what you like.
As in strong people.
Okay. For me, Onyeka was my favorite initially. I loved her from the start because one thing I realized with this show is that us, the viewers, we want you to tell us what you are going to do and then do it.
Okay.
We don't want people that will just talk and talk without doing. I think that's why Ruthie was evicted the week she was evicted.
What did she say she was going to do?
All through she was saying one ex Handi were stepping on her toes, she's going to retaliate, but she never did. Also people were like, this one is a barking dog that cannot bite. Okay. And then finally it was in the weekend that she now confronted the twins. And at that time voting nights were off. And like the first lesson, one of the first lessons I picked from this year's Big Brother is that it's good to plan, because they used to plan the eviction and everything, the task and everything that they're going to do throughout the season.
You mean the lesson from like how the show was organized, not from the activities of the housemates now?
just the show in general. Like
Okay,
I've learned from
overall.
the overall
Okay.
organization of the show, how the show was organized and everything. I also
Yeah.
learned from the housemates. So one of the first lessons I learned from the show in general is that it's good to plan, but it's good to be flexible. It's good to read the room, read the season you're in, and then make adjustments as you are supposed to, as you need to. And I think that's one thing Big Brother failed to do. They had already planned that they're going to have a double eviction that Sunday that Ruthie left.
Okay.
But looking at the turnout of events, something transpired on that Saturday before that eviction Sunday.
Yeah.
Can't they just change the plan? Because trust me, the show was never the same again after her eviction.
Okay, you feel
Ricky's
like you
eviction.
wanted her to remain.
I wanted her to remain. Yes.
But okay, but I don't know. I don't remember her vote. But what if she had the least vote among the two?
No, she was not having the least votes.
But you know, they're
She was just the first pair that went out was the Streets, Mio and
Okay.
Toby. So I think it was just one eviction that night. It was just the Streets that would
Yeah.
have gone out. But they went ahead to do double eviction. And then that's when the Flourish pair was affected.
Okay.
But they could have read the season,
Yeah.
the room, and whatever was happening, and they would have left her.
You know, they try to make up for that error by bringing them back.
Yeah, they learned that lesson and they had to like improvise and then become
to bring them
flexible.
back.
Yeah, because that was definitely an impromptu decision. It wasn't part of the original plan, even though they said a blast from the past and it blended in.
Yeah.
There's always a way that you can be flexible and to blend in with everything that's happening, to be like is follow come. It was a follow come plan. And so you know how they brought them back during the week that the Ouija task was on the past, present, future. Yeah, it blended in perfectly well. So I think Big Brother really learned the lesson that he was supposed to learn and he became flexible. But that still couldn't really make up for that great mistake they made. Because this didn't really flow naturally as they would have had him been should not go out that Sunday. Because after the eviction they would have continued and everything would flow organically and all. And some people said, well, it is what it is. There are people that love her comeback and there are people that don't love it. But it is what it is.
People were like, she just embarrassed herself. Why did she agree to come back?
Well, to some people, right? But to me, I don't think she embarrassed herself. Yeah, I don't think she embarrassed herself. And I wasn't even happy with
all the fights and
Wanni. I wasn't even happy with Wanni, that's the truth.
You didn't like Wanni from time?
No, it's not as if I loved Wanni ex Handi.
Okay.
You get? I love the two of them. And among the two, if I'm to pick any, I think I'll even pick Handi. But Wanni is a beautiful person because looking at them outside the house, surprisingly, it's Wanni that is open to having a conversation with Ruthie.
Okay.
But Handi, on the other hand, is not ready to have a conversation with Ruthie. That's people, but they have their good side and their bad side. And I think Wanni, she's just open. She's an open book, and I like that about her. It's not that I don't like her, seriously, but I do not like the fact that she was super mute. I know she's like, it came to her as a surprise. And to me, I feel like some people are saying that twins have superpowers, but I'm skeptical about that. I think their superpower is each other.
Yeah, power of togetherness.
Yes, the power of two. That's what like, you know what it means to always have like partner in crime, someone that will always ginger you. If you want to do something, you want to say, oh yeah, let's do it. Like, that's superpower.
Person that things are in line with your thoughts. Even if you want to do something and you don't remember, the person remembers, and the pace at which you move is faster. Yeah. That's why if you see twins that work together, they achieve a lot.
Yeah. I know, like even if you're not a twin, but you have someone that's always there by your side, like you will be super courageous to do things that on a normal only you will not do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-minded people. The Bible
Yes.
recommends it.
And some people, but even if they are suffering, they don't mind so far as they are not alone. They're ready to walk through the suffering with another person. But if they're alone, maybe that's why they said misery loves company. But I think human beings in general, we love
It's
company.
just like when you fail a test, you now be looking for who failed. You fail.
Yeah.
I have partners. Your mind will just.
Yeah. So we just gain courage when we have someone, and I think that's what happened in the case of Wanni. Handi was not there, and so like it wasn't easy for her to like make the decision because she's not sure whether she's going to regret it or not at the end of the day.
She now later formed a kind of an alliance with Onyeka. Two lousy energy.
Lousy.
The energy queens.
Okay, two energy queens.
Yeah, but the term they qualify them as mostly from Twitter, and that's how I felt from the beginning. Lousy.
Okay, lousy.
Every time.
So you two, you agree that your faith is lousy?
From yeah, but
okay.
It's still their strength. It's still their strength. It's not
okay.
like
okay.
because their voice will always be heard, no matter the discussion that is going on. Like you can't suppress them. No matter how you try, you must hear their voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has its good sides and also has its downside. I think that's a good side.
Okay. And while this show was just different, I think it's so different. That's why a lot of people feel that it was boring, because people always like resist change. This season was bound to be different right from the beginning because they entered as a duo.
Yeah.
It has never happened.
Starting from like talking about Twitter and the happenings, the current experience of Nigerians and how people are battling in the streets, with the fuel increment and whatever.
Yeah.
So many people were not kind of ready for an entertainment or whatever.
Okay.
Even from the start, they were like, why is Big Brother? Is it the time for Big Brother? The country is.
okay.
Yeah, so people already had that mind of not paying attention to any other thing.
Just they have other things.
Yeah, they were stressed.
Better than
people were stressed.
Big Brother to pay their attention.
People was stressing people. They were stressing people out. So I think from that background of where they came from. So for them to enjoy the show, it wasn't as much, but they were still loyalists. Still enjoyed that.
Yeah, but the thing is, even among those that actively watched the show, like they had the time to distract themselves from all that Tinubu is throwing at them. They still, like, some of them were still complaining that this season was like super boring.
Okay.
And to me, I feel like maybe it's the thing of this saying better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, because if you're to look at the beginning of this season, it was super entertaining.
With the twins and
the energy queens and so much drama happening, but all of a sudden everything ceased after Ruth's eviction. And like the drama she brought was like it sparked a lot of interest.
Okay, yeah.
And then her unexpected eviction again, like blew the entertainment and the suspense and the drama off the roof of the chat.
Now you're I wouldn't say you're calling what's her name, Ruthie, the life of the party. I'm not calling her life of the party. I would say my Wanni was the life of the party, the energy queen. Like I said, wherever Handi and Wanni were, they always show themselves. They always want to see.
True. Yeah. I'm not saying all, but what she did, like in Big Brother, but it's not a matter of like what you do every day, all the time. Yeah. Sometimes it's what you do occasionally too. So initially, people did not like value what Ruthie was doing, but she wasn't giving much. That's why she was at the bottom, right? Yeah. But that thing she did sparked a lot of interest. Yeah,
that was the most talked about incident.
So that's what I'm Twitter. Saying. Like, I'm not saying that she has been like the life of the party right from the beginning, but that thing she did. And the thing is that in Big Brother there are different ways of entertaining people. Most people are wondering, is it you guys want people to be fighting? Of course, there are viewers that want fight. That's what they want, you get. But there are people like me that it's not the fight I want.
But
It's not the fight.
this one was fight. What was
Oh
it?
wait, it's not. Yes, there's the fight there, but that's not the only thing I'm looking at.
Okay.
You coming into a confined space with people that you've never met, or maybe you've met but you've never been together for a long time. You're bound to step on toes, and toes will step on you.
Okay.
So don't forget, this is a social experiment. That's why, like, that's one of my answers now. If people ask me why do you watch Big Brother, I'll say, first of all, it's a social experiment, and I'm into psychology. I'm a student of psychology. It is part of my duty to be there to see the interaction of these people, to see the outcome of this experiment. It will feed into my knowledge of psychology and all that. Yeah. So it is a social experiment. We want to see how, when extrovert and extrovert clash, how they will resolve the issue. How extroverts can stay in a space and still maintain decorum and not kill each other, because they're not supposed to physically harm each other in the show. Yeah. We want to see how introvert and introvert can handle issues. Introvert and extroverts again, how they can handle issues. We want to see that. It's a social experiment. But I think where these people missed it is that people will step on your toe. You will not express yourself. Entertainment is not just what you say or what you do, but it's a combination of the both. What you say and what you do is what is going to entertain us. That's why they give you guys a mic. That's why they have microphone infringement. Because we are supposed to hear what you're saying. That's the entertainment. But these people starved us of that. They were not speaking out. People will march on your toe, but you will not react, or you just stay in one corner with the person you came with, and then, or maybe the group you have formed, and then you'll not be talking about the person, but you cannot talk to the person. That's where they messed up. I think that's where the show was really boring for me.
It still goes back to personality type. Not everybody is confrontational. Nobody will attack you or speak up if you do something to them. You understand? So there's a certain threshold.
That means we have plenty of them. We had plenty of them in this season.
Yeah, in this season, I guess so.
Yeah.
And there's a threshold in which you get to a level where you can't take it anymore. I think people didn't have that patience to wait for. They'll be like,
no, but I think that's why Big Brother was bringing a lot of pressure. He wanted to take them to that level. That's why he brought the DRC back.
Somebody like Victoria, there were a lot of complaints about her, especially because she was always quiet. She was one of the peacemakers. So people were like, this one is not doing anything. And the Charlie was up. I think she was hardly up. She was up, yeah. But she always escaped. How comes?
Because she had people that liked her. You know what?
No, but many people called her boring. Yeah.
But there were people. You know that she was among the top 4.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm asking. Like,
so there are people that love her.
So that means she played her game well, even though she came with the boring template.
Not the boring template.
Yeah, of not. She was hardly in fight with people.
Well, her fans, they're divided into different
sections
or categories. There are some people that right from the one of the show, they were like, Victoria is their fave. Guys, what has she done? Like, you guys don't know these people. They're just entering the house today, and Victoria is your fave. That's to show you that colorism was playing a part. Pretty privilege was playing a part. And well, this show is a platform. I feel it's a platform given to the society to be able to communicate to different parts of itself. And I think this show has successfully communicated to us that colorism and pretty privilege is something that we are dealing with as a society,
as a Nigerian society. Because if you like the red oil in another country like South Africa or US, they don't care.
Oh, they have it in some degree too, but maybe in Nigeria, I don't know.
Nigeria is where it's more than others.
Well, Nigeria is the one that
Most
you are
colorist nation.
experiencing.
Is the
You're
most
not in that country. You're not in South Africa to really experience it. So
like social media is a global
yeah.
village. Like I might agree that to some degree it's in other places,
Yeah, they have
but
it.
the one in Nigeria
It's much.
uh
So she has some fans that right from the get go it's just her complexion that they like. They like how she looks, and then when they realized that she wasn't giving much content as they want, some of them deviated, but some of them were still there, and then they started complimenting whatever she was doing.
I later enjoyed from like some parts of her stay in the house where she was sewing.
Yeah.
She brought that creative aspect,
Yeah.
sewing things.
Yeah, and then some of our fans now say, okay, she's the boss babe kind of vibe. She's
Yeah,
giving them the
yeah,
boss
yeah.
babe. She's not going to like play around with guys just to stay in the show and to be entertaining or whatever. She doesn't need a man. She's independent. That was the vibe she was bringing, and it was deliberate in her own part because I've heard her say that, especially the first time they called them out for their triangle that they were trying to form, she,
Okay.
Ozzy, and Onyeka.
Yeah.
Then later, Ozzy started all the explanations. He spent the whole of the next Monday trying to clear the air that him is not in any triangle. And so he was like, Victoria that is trying to be like to show herself as an independent girl. She's focused on her craft, and then now they are now mentioning her name in a triangle as a matter of fact. As in, and so he said that she came to him, she was asking him, how are you coping with this what we heard about ourselves from Ibuka, like what was trending outside. And so I heard him say that because he spent the whole Monday trying to clear the air on that issue. But he still proved to us at the end of the day that it's a triangle. You're just playing a game.
It was truly a triangle, and that was his game actually. Because
but he doesn't want to accept
there was a time I switched on the TV and I saw he was telling his brother that.
But the funny thing is that about these people, but they want him and Onyeka, as they're saying that they're similar, but indeed they're similar. They will do something and they think the viewers are not seeing, or they are foolish, or what, I don't know. They can gaslight people. That's why I stopped liking Onyeka. When she became vindictive and she was gaslighting people, she would do something, own it with your full chest. But no, she would like to make you not believe what you saw and think that you're
part of the game, right?
with us, the viewers again.
Okay.
Do it with your housemates now, but not us.
She got to the final, is that not so?
Yeah.
So whichever strategy she did that got her to the final, that means it worked. Because
But see,
a single
it was 11%.
A single statement,
11%.
a single statement now will quash your votes to zero that you make. So she was just being careful, and it's just.
But I think it cost her more.
Yeah,
she would have been possibly top 2. Who knows? Or even if it is not top 2, no. I mean, she could have been stronger with. I think she wasn't gaslighting the viewers. Because she lost me. I told that I was like part of people that were rooting for her at the beginning, but she lost me, and I know that there are plenty others like me.
The strongest person I would say from Twitter I've been scrolling, Wanni. The shocking votes for the shocking winner was Kellyray.
Shocking winner.
Yeah,
Which shocking?
It was.
Which shocking?
It was,
for you people that don't like him, it was shocking to you.
It was shocking to many of us. Because
in your community, you people had a community of Wanni lovers, and it was shocking to you.
No, because Wanni brought the energy to the house. Okay.
That's okay. We're going to that part. It's not all about the energy. It's not all about all that.
It's about.
It is a social experiment, right? And I told you that it's a way that the society communicates to itself. So people go out there, they show different personalities, right? And then we vote out those personalities that we don't accept as a society. We don't want to promote that. And then we vote the person that we want, that the person that has the personality we want or something we want to promote as a society, we vote that person to win the money. But I feel most times that aim has been defeated most at times because preferential treatment come in, like the colorism, pretty privilege, and all that. They come in, and so now looking at Kellyray and Wanni, they are personalities, right? Different personalities. And so there are people that loved Wanni for certain things, and there are people that loved Kellyray for certain things. The society loved the fact that Kellyray represents marriages that work, marriages that the couples are friends, and that is what the society.
8 months marriage.
They've known each other for 10 years.
They've just been married for 8 months.
Yes.
Okay.
But they've known each other for 10 years.
Why they stay for 10 years before getting?
Well, ask them, but I think there's financial issue too.
Okay.
Inside. Yeah. So the society is promoting marriages that work, marriages that the two people involved are friends. They are tired of marriages that one is just the slave and the other one is the one enjoying. But somehow I see if I'm observing the show, I feel like they still showed us a little bit of that part that one is giving more than the other.
Okay, so who was giving more?
In the case of Kellyray and Cassia, Kellyray was giving more, in my opinion, than Cassia. In the case of Wanni and Sean, Wanni was giving more. And maybe the society wants a place where is the man that is giving more than when in the situation where the woman is giving more, because they're tired of that already. I think so. Because Wanni lost a lot of her fans, some of her fans, let me not say a lot. Some people, she lost some people due to her relationship with Sean.
But when you said due to her relationship with Sean, I think from the first week she has always been with Sean. Yeah,
but she was people like me.
Her whole personality was built around Sean.
No,
not like her whole personality was built around Sean, but she always started. She started
the show with him, right? Yeah. But there were times that her sister would be there. In fact, as a matter of fact, her sister was always there in the relationship. At the point they called them out. Are you dating two sisters? Why is that? They're always there. Even if you're quarreling, Handi is always there. And then she now even kissed Handi on that eviction show. She was like, she wants her sister to be there. The sister too, she said that Sean is her friend. She likes being around them. Even if he's not dating her sister, she'll be close to him because she likes being around him. He is a friend to her. And like, Handi did not leave Wanni's side. I mean, I like their bond together. There are plenty of their fans that love the sister bond between them, not the Sean shenanigans. Because at the beginning it was interesting to some people, but it became repetitive and it became boring.
It became boring to some.
People that even enjoyed it at the beginning, it became disgusting to them at some point.
With Sean,
it became repetitive and boring. Like they would always kiss during pool party and then during Saturday party, and then she'd be dancing all around him and what. And the only exciting thing was when she and her sister would do their choreography and whatsoever. So to me, like I loved them together. And so I wanted them to remove Sean and leave Handi in the house. And I think I think they left
to
Handi.
Remove Wanni. Okay.
No, remove Sean and leave Handi in the house so that Handi and Wanni would be together in the house. So that I just love them.
They can
together.
bring up some kind of drama.
Yeah. And they would have stood up to Ruthie. That's what I feel. Like maybe not super up to the state that they will be evicted because they know that they have more to lose than Ruthie. Ruthie has nothing to lose. But Handi would have given Wanni advice and he would have rubbed minds.
But you know, even as Handi left, their votes that would have been splitted stayed in one place.
They would have left her to week 9, just as how they left Cassia to week 9.
Okay.
Yeah. And to me, talking about shocking winner, most of the people that went out, like Sean now, those people that were voting for him started voting for Wanni. So it piled up to her own votes. But how many of the housemates went out, and you can easily predict that their fans will vote Kellyray. At the point I wanted Victoria to be evicted. Not because I don't like her, but because I know that if she should leave the house, her voters will transfer their vote to Kellyray. But it never happened. But Wanni had all the evicted, like she had the advantage because Sean was out, Handi was out, and some people too that were close to her,
But
and so they will transfer the
their
votes
gap
to
was so
her.
little. Their gap was so little.
Yeah,
So
and
little.
had it been Victoria left, that would have increased Kellyray's vote.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because people that loved Victoria loved Cassia. And
Theoretical projection.
and so automatically no, but that's just it. Like it's somehow obvious. Like they love. There was another ship in the house, Castoria. Hope you are aware. Cassia and
Yes,
Victoria,
yes.
and so
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
The
people that loved Victoria
the
loved Cassia, and so they would have
fair
voted
people alliance.
the what?
The fair people alliance.
Okay, that's what you call it.
That's it.
I never
look,
saw it that way.
they look
But
they
okay,
look so
fashion
much alike.
designer
Yeah,
alliance
yeah,
too.
and they look so much alike. So
Did they really look so much alike?
I
To
don't
me,
know.
they don't
I don't
even
know.
look
For
alike.
people who don't watch the show too much, once you see one of them and you come back and you see another
At the
person,
beginning,
you think it's the same person.
my mom was confusing them like
Yeah.
I said it's
So,
not the same
yeah,
person.
exactly.
And to me, they don't look alike completely.
But they have the same kind of frame, slim,
I
fair.
don't see it. It's just the fairness. That's the only
They're
thing
both
I
slim.
see. But they don't look alike in my head completely. And okay, talking about how the show was boring this season, so people are saying it's boring. There are some reasons I think, like you can't completely blame the gamers, the people that they brought. It was how the game was structured. And so that's why I said initially this was meant to be different.
Okay.
They were entering into the house with a shoulder to lean on. Before you enter, every man for
Alone.
himself.
Yeah.
So you're fending for yourself. You now build alliances everywhere. Like you have to build branches up by yourself. But this time you don't. You only need to go just half mile, and your other partner will go the other mile for you to build a good alliance.
Yeah.
And you know, at the beginning of the show, they favored alliance so much, and at the end of the day, the house split into two. I don't know whether you noticed it. There was a point the house was divided into two, and somehow they pushed all the other people in that other alliance. They voted them out. Like let not say they voted them out, but they pushed them out from the house.
Is it those dancers which other alliance? What are the people in
No,
the
those
alliance?
dancers are not in the alliance. The Zinwe,
Okay.
Chinweba,
Yeah.
Rootsy, Streets, and who again? They were in the other alliance.
Okay.
The Flourish pair, the Zinwe pair, and the Streets, they were in a different alliance. Then the rest were in another alliance. And so they voted them, like they pushed them out of the house.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, they were left with people that were in the same alliance. So how do you expect them to confront each other? They'll just be pretending, they'll just be kumbayaing. They'll say kumbaya. And then they'll be pretending #mature. Well, they were matured, but maturity is also you expressing how you feel to the person, not behind the person. Because that's what they were doing the most. And another reason why they were not so much like going out to like connect and give us content is because I said first of all they felt safe. It was like home away from home, right? They came with someone they know, so they were feeling safe, and apart from feeling safe they were playing safe again because of the person they came with. If I do something, I know that the consequences is not just on myself.
Yeah, it
will affect the other person, and I know that the person will not, as I don't want to go and be saying sorry.
Yeah, like I remember those dancers. One was telling the other guy, hey, calm down. Let me follow this people. They follow them, JJ. He said, I've been calm. But this one, I felt like those dancers, what are their names?
Radicals.
They would have brought more drama if they had remained. Because I don't know.
Okay, we'll talk on them shortly. But the thing is, okay, even like the routine, people dismissed her thinking that okay, she's a dog that barks but cannot bite. Why didn't she react sooner than she did? It was because of DJ Flo. She was thinking how her actions would affect DJ Flo. DJ Flo was in good relationship with almost everybody in the house. She wanted to react, but she was thinking, this my action can affect this person. Because remember, the first pair that were evicted was the Tammy pair, Dami and
Okay.
what's the
The
other
auntie
girl's
and
name?
her niece.
No,
Which
they
one?
were the second pair. The Tammy pair, Dami and Toyosi, right? Yeah,
Okay.
and those pair were evicted because of Dami. She stepped on some toes because she was in the kitchen, and then she was shouting or talking in a certain way to the housemates, and they were not happy. Later they told her about it, as they should, right? And then she apologized. But when they asked them to like vote someone out, to me that's another reason why they were now playing it safe, because they had the power to decide who will leave.
Okay.
They didn't, in other shows, in other seasons, they did not give the housemates that power, and especially at the beginning of the show. So it somehow like sets the tone of the show, of the rest of the show. So the housemates were like, okay, we don't know people that much, but this person already is stepping on our toes, so let's just kick her out. She was the easy person to just kick out. So at the end of the day, her other peer was evicted because of her, which is Dami, because of Dami. So you see, every other person was now cautious, or is it careful?
Yeah.
The camera died. Oh no, no, this one is the storage was full. Let's continue.
Okay. Why do you think Big Brother is a show that Christians should uh, watch to learn anything from, anything valuable that is useful to them?
Okay, this one like that you asked the question, why do I think?
Yeah.
That means you have a pre
Yeah.
disposition that I think it is a good show
Yeah,
for Christians to
because
watch.
you
Okay.
said you learned a lot. You learned a lot, and it's filled of lessons and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, actually, yeah, I'll recommend it to anyone that's interested. I'll not like say you should if you don't really want to, but if you are thinking of, then I'm someone that will say, yeah, go for it, watch it. Because I feel like as Christians, we want to evangelize and influence people, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And then how can you really influence someone if you don't have anything in common with them? We influence people sometimes from conversations, right? That's why we're supposed to evangelize. While evangelizing, most times we speak, but those conversations are not really fruitful because they're not in depth. They feel forced most of the times.
Okay.
But now, plenty people are watching this show, and most of those people that are watching the show, they are people that you like to evangelize to. And so by you watching the show, you have something in common to talk about, something that can easily spark up an organic and in-depth conversation.
Okay.
So as you're opening up, them to their opening up, you'll be vibing, and people easily open up to people they relate with. Like if I feel you and like I see something in you that I also see in myself, somehow it makes me feel like close to you. I see you as relatable. Even people watching the show, if they see someone in the show and that person is acting like them, it's easy for them to like love the person because they see themselves in the person. So if I open up to you and you open up to me and I have something that, okay, we have something in common, you easily get drawn to, you will now easily get drawn to me, and you can open up more to me, and that's when I can now talk to you about salvation and every other thing. And I can also use things that happened in the show as examples. You know, while Jesus was here, he was using parables, things that were happening around to cite examples, and then those things will now sink in more. Yeah. So using what happened in the show, I can use that as an example to drive in a very deep message that I want to share with you.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one reason.
There are so many reasons.
Yeah, and like now,
Okay.
if you are to ask me, like for example, now what lesson can you learn from, like a spiritual lesson that you can learn from Big Brother this season in particular? Well, you made mention of the radicals when we were recording the previous video before the camera, the storage got through, and so you made mention of the radicals. Right from the beginning, they were at the bottom four.
Okay.
Yeah, but they got saved multiple times by their housemates. And so at the point they knew that anytime, once they are up for possible eviction, there's high chance of them going, because the viewing audience are not really voting for
For
them.
them.
So they started living every week as though it was their last. They gave all that they can give. Maybe it's not enough to win the viewers over to them to start voting them, but they were themselves, they gave what they could give. And so at a point, they became like, what's the word now? They became okay with the fact that they may leave at any time. Because it's nice to watch this show and then see these housemates how they fear eviction as though it's
Second coming.
like it's dead, like it's someone exiting this life on earth.
Yeah.
Life continues after the Big Brother's house. They know it, just as how in this real life, life continues even when you exit earth.
Okay.
Life exists, and people know that. Some people know that, but yet we tremble about it, just as how these housemates are terrified about eviction. And then it's nice to see some of them outgrow that fear and terror. Later they will now be like, oh, it's another eviction Sunday. At the end of the day, last, everyone will leave this house. Nobody will stay in Big Brother's house forever. Our days are numbered. Highest is 10 weeks. Yes, our goal is to reach the 10th week, the grand finale. But for sure, some people will definitely leave the house before the 10th week. That's how the show runs. And in life too, our days are numbered. The Bible says 120 years, right?
Yeah.
Very few people will reach 120 years, even though we want to live long. That's the goal, right? We want to reach the 100 and something years, but at the end of the day, it's very few people that will reach there. And among the few people that will reach there, very few again among them will cross it. So, but just few things are certain in life, and exiting planet Earth is one of them. The sooner we come to terms with it, the sooner we know peace. Because it's one of the few things that's for sure. Almost everything is not guaranteed here, but that thing is guaranteed. Just as how some of these housemates, they know leaving Big Brother's house is death. Their days are numbered, but still they are like terrified of it. But at some point, they'll say, one day we'll leave, and everybody will leave. So even though I want to reach the grand finale, but if it so happens that I'll leave now, so be it. And I saw that with the radicals. The week they left, everybody in the house knew they were going to leave, including them.
They knew they were going to leave.
Yes, they knew they were going to leave. So when they went to the diary session, and it was like they already know their fate, my brother was trying to cheer them up. And then at some point, they cheered up, but they still, within their hearts, deep within them, they knew that they were going to live. And them leaving, they were smiling, hugging people. They knew that life will continue outside Big Brother's house. And even though they don't know how it will be, how life outside Big Brother's house will be, but they know that their life will never remain the same again, the way they left it before coming into the show. Just as how people here on earth, in the real world, we know that life will continue after here, right? But it's full of uncertainties. We don't know how life over there is. And so some of us are very scared. But just as how they know that how they live their life in the house will influence how outside will be. But they are scared also because them going out early may be a sign that people outside don't really like them. But the interesting part is that some people may leave within the first week, but their impact will last for a very long time, more than someone that will reach the grand finale. How many of the winners are really shaking grounds? There are people that did not reach, like they were not the winners, but they are relevant up to now. And you know them already, you know some of them already. So it's not about reaching the grand finale. Even Dami that came back to the show, she left the first week. But on the in the ninth week, Big Brother felt that they need her presence in the house. She came back. Yeah. So that's to show you that it doesn't matter really. Sometimes it matters, but even if it's your fate, just accept it. It's your fate to leave the house. this world. Like if you're living, know that everybody at the end of the day will live. And to me, okay, life after here is forever and ever. Whether you spend 18 years here or you spend 120 years, if you're to compare it with forever, it's still like nothing. But the choices you make while you're here is what will determine how life over there will be. So even though it's full of uncertainties, but somehow you know that if you make the right choices here, you're going to enjoy, and life over there will be better than here. Most of them know that life after Big Brother will be better than how it used to be for them. Even though they know that there are some cons and pros that come with it, negativities that come with being on the show, positivities that come. Life will just never be the same again, they know, Sha.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's one lesson, like eternity and whatever.
Spoken a lot, and some of the things you said, yeah, true, kind of true, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, kind of
some of the
true.
things.
Yeah. He's a good. He has good lessons, like you said. I never saw it from that angle.
Okay.
But
Being at the bottom for back
Uh-huh.
can represent someone that is always sick.
okay.
You know that there's high chances of you leaving this earth.
Mm.
So instead of being terrified, you can reach a point of being like at peace with knowing that you can leave this place at any time, and then just make the most of the time you have.
Okay. There are lessons to learn, and yeah, the lessons can come from anywhere. Is that also?
Yeah.
It's just like asking like a Christian now not to watch a regular action movie or something, because we learn from movies. That also. Uh-huh. So like you're likening it like just like a movie where they are real, but this is like a real life movie where you see how people engage, and you started about evangelism,
Yeah.
about studying people, and and knowing how they relate with others, so that you can be able to relate with them according to what they like and how they behave. You know, also. Uh-huh. So I think, uh,
But
but
still not convinced.
I'm not convinced because
Okay.
watching the show now, there's this high view of nudity. You understand? Especially on Sunday shows, you see people dancing almost completely naked.
On Sunday.
Yeah. They do the what they call it, replay of
Okay,
the
the
week.
recap
Yeah,
of the week.
of
Okay.
recap of the part of a minute replay of the video. More than 30 seconds, it's all nudity.
But you know that they are
Nudity.
showing Thursday pool party.
Yeah.
And that one
So-
we know they used to go there nude.
Uh-huh. So the view doesn't challenge. It doesn't encourage. It's a challenge. It's
This
a
one is
challenge
for us now as society
Yeah.
to determine what we want. Now they have now selected Kellyray as their winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
We, even though I'm not a voting viewer, pardon me, but I'm happy that Kellyray won, right? And that means plenty people voted him to win. This is what they want. They saw something in him that they're trying to promote.
Okay.
And this is sending a silent message that it's not all about nudity, it's not all about being
Well,
loud. So we are correcting something about our society.
I have followed most of the shows, and there were some toxic people that won the show before.
Yeah.
So you can't just carry one and say.
No, I'm not saying that we
Yeah.
influence it.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity. It has given us an opportunity to somehow like have a say to how our society, how we want it to be. It's giving us a voice.
It's hardly anybody that has ever spoken of their faith that has shown that they are a dedicated Christian. Have you ever seen any? I think there's just one person that it's not like he was even. They said he just looked like he just looked like a pastor, and you need to see the way they
But
mocked
some
him.
of them, I see them with Bible. They read the Bible. Some of them,
Which
some
of
of them pray. Like Kellyray and Cassia. The next morning after the Sunday that they entered the house, we saw them kneeling down together and praying. Said these married people. She said that you don't want the house to know that you're married. Which one is kneeling down together and praying the morning? But that was the last time I saw them.
Because they later got influenced negatively. Exactly.
We don't know.
Is that also? They got influenced negatively. Even the guy that I said that looked like RCCG youth pastor, one of the guys, I've forgotten the show, or Twitter people, they say this guy looks like although he brought drama to the this thing, so they kind of liked him, but later they removed him. Said he later got boring. So I think it's not a recommended show for
From your side,
from my own from my own
I think
angle.
it's not
Yeah,
recommended.
it's not.
Then
It's
why
not,
are you watching it? Why are you keeping up with it?
because when people are having discussions about things, yeah, I like to find out what's going on here, what's happening here. But it's not like the ideal. For example, now if I was a pastor, I have a church, I'm preaching a message. I can't come and pick a story from Big Brother or something that happened from Big Brother and then share it on the pulpit.
That's why we have Christians like us, or that's why we need Christians like us, because our pastors cannot do that on the stage. They have restricted themselves, or maybe based on how the society has been, we put them on a pedestal that they cannot do that. So that's why Christians like us, the society is not holding us to that extent. We can watch a show and still
you know,
share with others
we should be
lessons.
able to hold ourselves to a certain standard too.
I feel like even if I'm a pastor, I can still make reference with Big Brother. Like this message that I shared to you, like this Big Brother is giving a very good explanation to it. And some people, they don't go to church, they don't read the Bible. The only way that message can sink to them is when I give that example with
Big Brother. When you make a reference now to the show, you're like advertising the show to your members to go and watch, right? Yeah. And do you know the show is rated 18? Yeah. But why is it rated 18?
Because
a normal movie is not rated 18. A normal movie is not rated 18.
I'm not denying, exactly. I'm not saying that every part, I'm recommending every part of the show. I'm not recommending every part of the show. Of course, I'll not recommend a young person or any person to go and be watching the party or anything like that. I'm not recommending. Know why you are watching it. Yeah, like me, I know why I'm watching it.
Now it's you might watch it because you know how which part to carry.
Yes.
Yeah, because you are mature, probably. I don't know. And now somebody is struggling.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't know what.
You have no business there.
Exactly.
So I'm not recommending it to everybody.
It's not recommended at all. It's not recommended at all. It's not recommended.
Then stop watching it.
Stop watching. I told you I'm not a fan from the beginning. Just that I'm not a big fan, but I keep up because I try to know what is happening on the social scene.
Yes, you can just keep up with it.
But it's not something that.
You should be so invested in it. This thing that you're doing is good, like keeping up with it so that you can be able to have a conversation. Like now we're having a conversation on this, right? Because you also know something about the show, and you can also speak to someone that maybe is not a Christian. You can speak to them about it and maybe share a lesson you learned from the show, right? And you're not really watching it all the time like that.
And the storage space got full again, so permit editing blessing to wrap up this episode. At this point, I would like to say, please share with us in the comment section what you've learned in the just concluded Big Brother Naija Season 9, because what's a video without its comment section? What's a podcast without its comment section? Obviously, this episode is not complete, but you can make it complete by sharing with us in the comment section your thoughts. You are the real MVP if you have reached this point. I appreciate you so much. And every other thing that we discussed that the camera couldn't capture because of the memory issue, I'll figure out a way to keep you posted on it and like share it with you guys, so you will definitely want to subscribe. If I were you, I'll subscribe because more and more are coming. And with this, I can say until next time, why only succeed when you can try? Bye.